right, let's talk about the starter pack, SMMA starter pack. What even is that? Right, first of all, you use all of these guys. It's like some fake testimonial shit. Everyone and their dog is using them. Apparently, they've been clients for like every single agency in the entire world. And then you start sending out messages like this. Hey, this is Alicia. I'm a fucking complete tart who wants to pitch you through text because I have literally no idea how to acquire clients through ads, but I'm also going to sell you on ads. Haha. You in? Yep, but I want the first jobs for free. By the way, that text message is real, that one isn't. Then this guy literally texted us back showing us a screenshot of someone else sending them basically the exact same text message. And then another guy told us about 7 other phone numbers were sending the same thing. But you guys get creative, so then you do shit like this. Hey, with a million Ys, this is Olivia, which is everyone's assistant, apparently. I know I'm everyone's assistant, but I'll be upfront. I can get you 90 jobs per day on pay after results, on in the before the results come in for free, no upfront retainer bullshit, just leads that don't care, you in, ? And this is what they respond. Cool. Anyway, you slave away for 4 hours a day trying to book calls from SMS. This is what you look like. Your show rate is 20%. This is what you do. The prospect is avoiding you like your border force. This is what that looks like. And you literally never end up rescheduling no-shows. You pitched Tyrone has literally 40 cents in his account and thought there was a free lollipop waiting on the call if he attended. Anyway, what we're going to discuss today is the full SMMA SMS outreach course. Now, you can see there is unbelievable amounts of information on here. Like, look at that shit. Jesus Christ. That's going to take us a lot of time to get through, right? The reason these blockers are in the way is if I just popped it on the screen, guess what you tarts are going to do? You're going to read through all of it. But I need to go through the information with you so that it's actually digestible and it makes a lot of sense. The niche. Okay, let's start with this. This is why a lot of people they just get in the wrong boat. They get in the wrong boat, they get in the wrong ocean, and they say, what the hell's going on? SMS doesn't work. Yes, it does. You're doing the wrong thing. Contractors are the best niche. Okay, let's put it out there. We don't need to do the whole, what niche should I get into? Contractors. Construction. Okay, cool. Now we've done that. If you pick unburnt contractor categories, you are going to see way more success than someone who goes for bathroom, kitchen remodelers, and roofers. They have a clear pain point, guys, and a clear ROI. It's very, very easy for these contractors. They need jobs. You have jobs. Boom, no questions asked. Simple decision-making process. Generally speaking, with cold SMS, you don't reach $10 million a year businesses because those types of business owners do not put their phone number on Google fucking Maps. But this is a good thing for you, right? It's two things, right? It's a good and it's a bad thing. The reason it's a good thing is because you're going directly to the decision maker. It's generally a very, very simple process. They don't have 16 business partners. It's usually just their wife, and you can objection handle that shit. Moving swiftly on, the fast sales cycle is useful for you in 2 ways. First of all, you can close them quickly. Second of all, they can close their clients quickly. If it's kitchens, it takes some fucking years. If it's bathrooms, it's fast. If it's roofing, it takes a while. If it's other things, like you want to go for a quick sales cycle style business. And we'll discuss this further shortly. You also need to provide a very easy offer to understand. With contractors, you don't need a complex offer. It just needs to be, I will get you this many showed appointments for this much. It's tangible. It isn't pay me this retainer and you might get this. It's very, very simple. So the problem here, right, let's make it very, very clear. People will gather this impression that, the contracting niche is fucked now. No one answers my phone. They're all burnt. No. The problem is you're choosing contractor niches that are spammed to death. And these burned contractors, they just don't respond to your SMS, or if they do, they've been on this call a million times before. And let me just share something with you real brief for a second. So many guys have actually told me this. They get on a call with a prospect and they go, this is how it works. You're going to get me on a call. We're going to talk. You'll ask me some questions. You'll show me the presentation. It's 2.5K for 25 appointments a month, or 6K up front for the PIF. We're having contractors tell us that. They've been pitched so many times. It's insane. And we have to be a genius and figure out how to get around that problem. And that's what we're going to do today. So let's continue. These are hit non-stop. Slow replies. They're broke. They're desperate. I literally have done maths on the average positive reply rate in all of these niches, right? Roofing is like 0. I don't even know what the booking rate is. It's like ridiculously low. 0.17%, I think it was from the spreadsheet. Bathrooms is like 0.3%. General contractors is ass. Landscaping, ass. Painting, ass. Windows and door replacement, ass. Solar, don't even bother. So let's go for some more value here. If you're new, these niches are high ignore rate. People are talking about positive reply rate, show rate, and all these other metrics. What we should be looking at is the ignore rate. Price shoppers, low trust. They are burnt. They have generally very little cash to invest as well, because either they've spent it with 4 marketing companies that fucked them over, or their cash flow cycle is just terrible and their profit margins are bad. Like, people are just looking and saying, oh, their revenue's huge. Yeah, but what about profit, guys? Yeah, what about profit? AOV is great, but what's their average profit? The Goldilocks zone, right? It is contractor niches that are still under-targeted and also high in demand. So these are where cold SMS generally feels like, oh shit, this is so great. It's winning. It's just simple. So let's put it to this way. I don't want to put emergency, but I want your attention to go to high urgency trades or fast close cycle when the money moves fast. People don't shop forever, right? They need it now. So that would be things like water damage restoration, mold remediation, leak detection, sewer line repair or trenches. Trenchless even, what the fuck? Plumbing, electrical, pest control. These are good niches. Pest control, not so much. I would probably kind of just forget that. Plumbing is a little bit tricky in service delivery, so just ignore that one. My personal favorites, if you are interested, and I am in these niches, is this one, not that one. Electrical's decent too. They're my favorites out of these. We do actually run ads to target them as well as SMS. They're very, very responsive because think about it this way. They're needed services. The urgency is high. The close is quick. They have like this high willingness to pay. Okay. The next thing I want to cover is like specialty or expensive problem trades. So let's go over this. These are types of trades where the average order value is incredibly high. Their cash flow cycle is very comfortable. They close deals quickly. And imagine that. You'd be able to easily close them, right? They have everything that you could like possibly or potentially be looking for in a niche. Right, moving on. Let's talk about this for a second. These buyers are serious operators, and the jobs are, as it basically describes, clunky, right? They have a decent bit to them. Now, I do want to remove a couple that are red herrings. Tree removal, get that out. Chimney repair is ass. Structural repair is great. Commercial insulation is great. Spray foam insulation is great. Basement waterproofing is great. Concrete leveling is good. Not that. Foundation repair is also good. If I were to rank the best ones on here, these two are my personal favorites. I absolutely dominate in that niche. It is a very, very good niche. Basement waterproofing would probably come next. So, I mean, you guys are literally getting the information. It's about taking action on that information. I'm happy to give this away because I know 90% of people just would not be able to compete with me or anyone else in that niche because they just don't know what they're doing across the board. Even if you watch this entire video, I guarantee you something in your brain will stop you from performing the way you want to. That's why it's not worrying at all. Now, let me explain one thing. Why does this work? Well, it's simple. There's fewer competitors blasting them. The job values are higher, and also the demand is there. Number 3, we're going to talk about commercial contractors. So these are B2B budgets and generally less emotional buyers that don't talk about trust. They have a budget, right? A marketing budget. A lot of them get on the call and they say, yeah, well, I have this much budget we need to spend to marketing every month. It might be something like $100,000, $200,000 or more. A lot of insurance companies that I work with, they generally just go, okay, this is our marketing budget. We have $25,000 to allocate amongst 3 vendors. What can you do for us? And as long as we don't pitch them like shit, they'll buy. Commercial roofing, epoxy flooring. Do you notice how it's commercial, right? HVAC, fire protection systems. I'm going to go on to this one here. Fire protection systems in aviation. I know that might seem like a really odd niche, but it's actually very, very good. I have a background in that niche in aviation. I trained to become an airline pilot, so I do know that niche very, very well, meaning I can also have some form of authority when I'm speaking to them. Parking lot stripping or asphalt maintenance, I would basically just go under asphalt, right? Signage is actually, believe it or not, it's actually quite good, right? It's okay. I've done that a few times before. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Let me talk about why it works though, right? There's larger contracts, it's more predictable budgets, and less broke homeowner energy, right? So with the homeowners, you've got to understand this. Generally, you're doing like the lean, mean machine copy, which if you don't know what that is, you maybe haven't been in the space a while. It's like saying we don't run a company with high overheads, the prices are somewhat lower than most people, blah, blah, blah. You're always doing some form of competition on price. Now, also understand what that means is the contractors themselves, when they bid the appointments and the estimates, what are they really doing? Like, they are just competing on price. That's all they're there for, is to compete on price. Whereas if you position in a niche like these, you don't compete on price for a fire protection system. That's so niche that there's only one of you doing it. Another one which I'll kind of go on to in aviation, which I'm good at, is private, oh my God, jet hire. Okay, so this is a very, very good niche. Private jet companies that rent out or lease jets, if you get involved with them, you have to understand the average order value of one client, or the LTV of one client would be, I think, multi 7 or 8 figures potentially. So, they can pay you an unbelievable amount. With that type of company, we would charge anywhere from $500 to $1,000 per showed appointment or per showed phone call where they get to pitch someone on the service. And then we also take generally a 2% profit share. So that's disgusting. Like, think about that for a second. Private jet hire is unbelievably expensive. And we take that sort of level of commission from people. I mean, it's like free money at that point. So it's all about positioning and leverage, guys. You got to be positioning yourself in a good place at a good time. Whereas if you position yourselves in a shit niche, like, how the hell are you going to win? Like, these guys have been broke. They've been burnt. They've been lied to. Like, all this other shit. You're not going to get too far. Now let's stop for a coffee break and we'll continue. All right, now we've covered this. Let's jump straight back in. Premium exterior niches. This is a very, very good one for specific states, right? I mean, I'm not going to read them all out because you can see what's going on here. Basically, the point is we're looking for those types of niches where we're able to charge a stupid amount and we're not dealing with shit prospects with low intent. Think about premium exteriors. Is that low intent niche or high intent niche? You don't just go, oh, I fancy one. You need one. You want one. It's been thought about previously. Again, it says better clientele, better tickets, owners understand the marketing. And these last ones are kind of like boring trades, but they do work. And my personal favorite in this one, and I very, very like this niche. This is fucking great. It's garage door repair and replacement, specifically replacement. The rest are a little bit gay. This one's very, very good. I like it. Why it works: less sexy, less marketers, less response rates. Better response rates. It's just a better niche. And here's kind of a scorecard, right? So let me just scroll down. When you're rating the niches, it's basically like this. You got to pick a niche, and you can prompt it in ChatGPT and use this to kind of prompt it. And it will rate the niches for you on a scale of 1 to 10. You just got to give it the information like I have done here. This would be kind of like a ChatGPT prompt. Please give me information on these niches and rank them. Saturation levels, urgency, ticket size, operator quality, and the simplicity of the offer that you can provide. And generally, the best cold SMS contractor niches are low saturation, high urgency, high ticket, and simple to offer. The number one trick is don't pick a niche, pick a sub-niche with an angle. Fuck yeah. I mean, that's exactly it, isn't it? That's just obvious. For example, roofers, shit. Commercial flat roof repair for warehouses. Amazing. Plumbers, sewer line plus trenchless replacement. Landscapers, I don't really like landscapers. Flooring, commercial epoxy, industrial coatings. I run ads in epoxy, and it's very good too. Like a lot of these are good. I've run ads in landscapers. It's a bit shit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is the first bit of the video. That is the niche covered. Now you've actually grasped an understanding of how in-depth this shit is going to be. We are 13 minutes in roughly on the recording time, and this is still what we've got to cover. So buckle up. We're jumping into offer now. All right, great. Let's get ready for this. Offer. This is very important. Very important. What you offer someone is ultimately it decides whether they'll buy or not. Because you can you can be terrible at sales, but have an unbelievably good offer, and you'll be able to sell. I'm going to give you an exact offer. Like I'm not just going to give you the explanation of how offers work. I'm going to tell you do this, do that, and I'm going to explain my offers that I give to myself and also some people that I mentor. It's very simple, right? I'm not going to read through that. I'm going to just show you the value equation. Your job really is to make them see, shit, this will happen fast. This is not a 90-day thing. This will be boom, boom, done. Okay? Dream outcome. What do you guys want from this? How many appointments? Where do you want to be at with the business? Is that likely to be achieved? Well, how do we make them believe that? First of all, it's on proof, social proof, showing them, hey, listen, these are my clients, these are results they've got, and this was the position they were in before. This is what they hate by all the other marketers. Look at this. Give it 90 days. No. Give us 30 days. That's all we need. I think contracts are stupid. 90-day contracts are stupid. I mean, I provide options to people saying if you want to do a PIF, of course. I think that's smart. But I think pushing a 90-day contract on them is stupid. Okay? If you have MRR, it's very easy to retain them. A 90-day contract, is that really enforceable? Like, can you enforce that contract? 90% of people watching cannot enforce a fucking contract. Like, they can't. Okay? I have a very good understanding of an international law system in business. Contracts, what you can and can't do, what contracts even mean something, what can't be enforced against you. I have fantastic legal connections. But let me be very, very clear. Some contracts just are not enforceable. And a 90-day contract internationally, you can't do that. And the cost for you to actually pursue the contract is ridiculous. Just retain your fucking clients. Get them results. Get them results, man. And just rely on the MRR. You don't need to push it on them. They won't buy. All right, moving on. Time delay. That's kind of what we're putting into the 90-day thing. Effort and sacrifice. You guys need to do nothing. Whereas, like, a lot of people say, oh, you got to call them within 2 minutes. Then you have to do this. And it's like just stabbing away at them. It's like they're already busy as fuck. A lot of the time, believe it or not, they're not even coming to you for the marketing. They're coming to you for simplicity because they know that simple scales, complex fails. Okay? The point behind this is make it as easy on them as possible. Make sure your actual equation is nailed to the T. And there it is, simple scales, complex fails. So let's look at this for a second. This is why the offer is the best. It is literally by Alex Hormozi. It's a Hormozi-style offer for the contractors. It's something simple like 15 for 15 showed appointments. If not met in 45 days, we refund you in full for any missed appointments. And like it's so tangible. 1,500, 15 appointments, $100 per appointment that shows. As a contractor with a contractor brain, you go, okay, yeah, that sounds fair. Makes sense. I make 20 grand a job. Why wouldn't I just spend $100? So very simply, look at the dream outcome, right? You're not selling marketing. You're selling a tangible result. This is what I try and teach people. We're not doing retainers because what even is that? Like, you're just spending money for what? Can you increase that every month? Can you say to them, by the way, retainer is 7K this month. Oh, it's 10K now. That's 15K. No. So what we do instead is we always do a pay per estimate system with then a profit share upsell. And we can just keep charging them more and more. You've got guys out there that'll say something like, okay, it's 3K to start. And then in a month's time, we'll go ahead and rebill you for another 3K. Whereas what I do is I do 3K, and then 2 weeks later, I'm rebilling them for another 3K. Why? Because our time to deliver was quicker. You guys said it was a retainer. I said, no, you're paying for 30 appointments. Oh, shit, we did that in 15 days. Rebill time. And our LTV is going to be this. Fuck, no, it actually would be more. LTV will be more. But at the same time, your speed to cash collect is also quicker. So 2 metrics that are way better when you're trying to make an exit on your business. If you can show off that those 2 metrics are good, the speed to cash and the LTV, that's an easy sale. Next bit here is the perceived likelihood. This is probably one of the biggest part. Most prospects do genuinely think that agencies are a gamble. The guarantee flips that. If we don't deliver, we pay you back. We lose the money. And that's just better. Refund for any missed appointments. It does sound like tangible, right? It makes sense. It anchors it, yes, to a countable unit. It's a great word to use instead of just saying, we'll work for free. Like, what the fuck is that offer? It's a terrible offer. Think about the work for free offer for a second, right? We have worked for a month and it has not worked. So guess what we're going to do? For free, my friend. We're going to work for another month, no extra cost, doing the exact same thing that already wasn't working. How about that? You want to sign up? You like that? It's fucking stupid. Time delay. The 45... Damn, that car is loud. The 45-day window matters, right? It just shows them, hey, listen, this will happen fast. The results are going to come. It's almost there. It's in their grasp. Whereas if you say to the contractors, get 15 appointments and I'll see you in 3 months' time, it's like, bro, 3 months is so long. Do you know how much you can do in 3 months? Do you know how much can change in a business in 3 months, good and bad? Like, a lot of these business owners are sometimes in a place of urgency, of rush. They want to see results quickly. It's like when you order an ice cream, you don't want it to come in 90 days. You want it now. And that's the point. You want to make it feel again, like it moves now. And the effort sacrifice, right? This is a huge part of what we're doing here, right? The offer reduces their perceived workload. They do not need to learn ads. They do not need a new system. They don't need to do shit. They just show up to appointments that we've booked for them. We've already prepared them. We've already vetted them. They just got to show up, guys. Very, very simple. You are just selling them like the actual appointments. You're not selling the service, the appointments, man. Like that's it. That's why they like it. And let me talk about this. Why showed appointments is the perfect metric. I know a lot of people just sell appointments. Cool. That's great. But appointments have been shit for some contractors. Fake form fills, tire kickers. agencies that just kind of fake the metrics or give dud leads, like fake leads. I've seen this. Like, I have actually seen people give fake leads. They'll scrape them on an outscraper or something like homeowners and just give them a list and say, oh, we gave you the appointments. They scheduled a time on our form. Like, you just filled it in for them. So that's why showed appointments is very important with. Sorry, I combined two words there. With was meant to be, it's hard to argue with. It is just the cleanest unit of value because, remember, look at the value equation. Leads, qualified leads, appointments, qualified appointments, showed qualified appointments, showed qualified exclusive appointments, closed jobs, and revenue and profit. These are the levels that we get to guarantees. Guaranteeing profit is fucking ridiculous. I would never do it. I've guaranteed revenue before, but not profit. So again, just kind of going over why it's smart. We're refunding for any missed appointments is very, very powerful. It removes the fear of getting fucked over. And it just shows the confidence. Like, the decision is very easy. It's, you spend this money, you get this result. If not, we give you your money back, you lose nothing. You're guaranteeing something that you can also control, by the way. Like, if your service delivery is absolutely tied down and you've got it nailed, this is not like a big guarantee. It's nothing scary. It actually makes a lot of sense. Like, of course you can guarantee that. I personally know that based on all of the clients that I've launched, like I launched 6 yesterday, 6 new ones from last week that we signed, and every single one of them already has like multiple appointments. I think the worst result is a $65 cost per lead, but it booked an appointment and it's like a 40 grand job. So it's like, who cares? Like, at that point, it makes sense, right? That's a key point. Like, forget the vanity metrics, guys. The drop sell offer is key, right? Let me go over this. This is fucking great. I have so many guys that I mentor who use the drop sell offer, and one of them is called Dennis. The guy, like, I've worked with him for maybe 2 weeks now. He was in a bad spot. Shit was happening, right? It was just not going great. And do you know what the guy did? He literally just implemented this simple offer of, I think it was 500 up front, 500 after the results. If not, he refunds. Now we're doing 750 and 750 after. He makes us 1500 because his results are good and he uses our service delivery. And I've got so many service delivery snapshots from different mentorships I've personally been in. None of them have delivered the results in the way that mine does. I've recrafted mine, recoded my custom forms. Everything's from scratch, like completely from scratch. And it works great. It works incredibly well for all of the clients because it's just different, right? So for example, 750 now, 750 at the end of the month after 15 appointments is met. Plus, if you want to throw in this, an ROI guarantee. If you don't make money back within an extra 60 days, because obviously cash flow cycle and changes, we're going to refund you on that amount, even if the appointments did go through. If you haven't made that money back, we'll give you the money back. That's an insane guarantee. I personally throw that one in because I might do something like 2K now, 2K after, or a big offer that I'm pushing at the minute is 1,700 now and 1,700 after. It ties you to the result as well, remember. It's like saying, dude, I could ask for the full money up front, but I'm not going to. I'm so confident in my service that you're going to pay me. And I say that to them on the call. And remember, some prospects, they don't reject you because of price. They reject you because of risk. They've been burnt, so they need a bridge, right? This drop sell, it keeps the same core promise, 15 shows. And it just lowers the fear or the pain of saying yes today. And then also makes them feel like they're only doing you a service or paying you after proof. Because what I tell them is this, guys. I'll say, okay, so we'll do 750 now, 750 after, or whatever the fuck the offer is. And I'll say, that covers me paying my team. I don't even make money on that. That's useless to me. But the 1,700 after I'm interested in, my friend, right? That's good money. That helps me grow my business. If we just waste our time and don't achieve that result, what was the point in all of this? And they see that you've got skin in the game too, right? But at the same time, it protects you, right? Because you're still buying up front. You still get money up front. You always want to cash collect up front. You also keep the leverage via performance gating, right? And you avoid that free trial bullshit. Free trials are stupid. People think that it signs loads of clients. It actually doesn't. The reason it doesn't sign loads of clients is because imagine I came to you and said, I will build you a $1 million business system for free. And then you can tell me if you like it and pay me. Like, what the fuck? It obviously is not a $1 million system if you charge it for free. Like, where's your benefit there? There has to be an extra benefit to you. There has to be an extra benefit. That's just ridiculous. Now, I hope you guys are ready for this fucking prospecting one. Oh, dude, what the fuck? The detail that I've gone into in this, like, we're 25 minutes in, and the sheer amount of information and value that I put into this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. This shit's free. This is free. Anyway, I'm going to have a break. I'm going to grab a coffee again, and this will be my third one. I have a meeting in an hour maybe, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm going to grab a coffee and we'll resume. Dude, I'm telling you, having a bit of sun is so nice. Like, I'm obviously from the UK. There is no sun in the UK. It's always just rainy and miserable, and the colors look nasty. Whereas here, I mean, the colors are great. Blue sky, blue ocean, green palm trees. I'm in Albania, by the way. I actually like it here a lot. And let me tell you the reason why. This Airbnb probably cost, I think it was $2,800 or something for the month, which like isn't a lot because of where we are. We're in the Miami. They call it the Miami of Albania, and you can see why. I mean, look at this shit. And down here on this road, we just hear all these loud cars whizzing by, people in some like Mercs or G-Wagons and shit just flying by. You've got some old Roman architecture down here too. Very nice indeed. Very nice. But yeah, anyway, I mean, let's jump straight back in. We've got some work to do, so here we... Okay, let's jump right back into the ship. So, check my mic is all, yeah, everything's working cool. Prospecting. Let me tell you that this is probably one of the most important sections. And people don't even realize this. They're like, bro, what is prospecting? It's getting your lead lists that you're going to send SMS blasts to. You're probably thinking, why is that so important? Right. You could have everything perfect. And I've seen guys do this. You could have everything perfect. SMS scripts are brilliant. Everything down to the T. But if you have the wrong lead list, oh, dude, what a nightmare. Here's what not to do. You open up Outscraper, you go to Google Maps Scraper, and you just put in, like, I don't know, bathrooms, whatever the fuck you want to do, and you select the entire US, and you just go ahead and scrape that shit. You just scrape it, right? Let me put it to you this way. Let me list this out right now. Your replies, let me tell you how you can tell if the... No, fuck that. We're doing this a different way. Let me first of all explain this. Google Maps data scraping works incredibly well if it's done right. But if you do this, what I just showed you, you're doing it wrong. You're going to get really bad leads that just tell you, fuck off. I'm not in business anymore. I retired 10 years ago. Sorry, I just ate some food. But if you scrape it properly, everything's fucking easy. Right? Everything is very easy. What most people do is what I just showed. They put in one keyword, scrape the entire state, don't use exclusions. And then they say to me, oh, the lead list is shit. All right. Why do you think the lead list is shit? This is how we fix it, right? Scraping bathroom remodeling without filters will pull cleaners, handymen, tile installers, plumbers, general contractors, interior designers. And to be honest, can we work with them? Yeah, sure. But do I want to work with them? Fuck no. I don't want a cleaner. A cleaner makes like $150 profit a day. A cleaning company. What can I do with that? Your job is to force the algorithm to only give you the niche that you want. And how Outscraper actually decides what to pull is based on what you tell it to do. So it basically takes phone numbers from Google Maps. Also, remember guys, a serious business owner generally doesn't have their phone number listed on Google Maps. So we have to filter pretty hard, the same way you do qualification with ads. We have to qualify through our scrape. And the keywords that you use really matter because it helps it actually find your target audience. So for example, don't just do bathroom remodeling. Let's put in some positive keyword stacks like this. And you can use ChatGPT to make them. All right? I'm going to get way better results than you. And my spend will be allocated to better quality leads if I did this. And it forces Outscraper. It says only pull businesses that strongly match the service. And here's a little bit more information. I'll be honest with you. Probably more important than the positive keywords is the negative keywords. All right? And by the way, like flooring, painting, they're a little bit ass, but I still allow them to come through because I do have clients that rip in it and do very well. And this is where 90% of people fail. They don't use negative keywords for like adjacent trades or things that are similar to it. And Google just blends it all together because you haven't told it not to. Like, how else would it know if you don't tell it not to? It's just like how AI works. If you tell it what to do, it will do it. If you don't tell it what to do, it has no idea. Moving swiftly on. Without these, you're going to get some trash leads. You're going to waste a lot of SMS money, and then you're going to say, oh, my show rate's bad, or my positive reply rate's bad. Why do you think your lead list is bad? So roofing negatives, there's an example. All right, you can screenshot, you can use these. Landscaping, example for you there. Snow removal, what the fuck? Epoxy flooring, same here for the negative keywords. Don't just use the word flooring, by the way, be very, very careful. And use categoric logic when linking words, right? What do I mean? What other businesses use similar words? You don't even need to use this, by the way. You can just use ChatGPT. You can just figure it out for you. What overlaps with this? What keywords do I need to remove and outscrape in Mr. ChatGPT? And your negatives generally should just remove all the overlaps, and it should be very, very simple. Smaller areas, by the way, this is a key point. I made a joke about don't scrape a whole state, a whole city, a whole country. Like, don't do that. Because smaller areas are cleaner data sets. If you do cities, right, what Google Data Scraper does is it zooms into that city and it says, right, who have I got in here? And you generally find better quality people. Your money goes in a better place, basically. It removes accidental scrapes. It helps Google get a little bit more precise, and that's what we want. Also, a big thing I want to mention here is to filter out low-quality operators. People don't do this, and then they say to themselves, oh, this guy's giving me money objections. I've done this myself because I was never fucking advised how to do it. I was told, scrape the lead, send the SMS, huzzah, off you go. And it couldn't be more wrong. Okay, basically what I was saying is, when it comes to reviews and ratings, you've got to filter for that, otherwise you get price objections. We don't need that. We don't need broke operators who go, oh, I thought we paid after the results, and I'm going to have to speak to my financial advisor about your $500 setup fee. It's like, mate, what the fuck? Do you even run a business at that point? It's just ridiculous. And let me put it to you this way. Good lists mean the replies feel warm. Bad list, hostility and spam complaints. And then you get blocked. And then the carriers come after you. If someone says, why are you texting me? I don't do that. It's a list failure, not a copy problem. Like, you're doing probably everything else right. Not necessarily, but most likely. And then the list itself is just holding you back. And the positive keywords, negative keywords, the exclusions, they all make a big difference on that. Even if it comes down to like the reviews, the reputation, how long they've been in business, how many reviews, filter for it, right? And obviously, this is what I recommend. Minimum of 5+ reviews, rating 4. By the way, a rating of 4 is very important. Very important, right? I personally have signed clients, and we've got to the phase where I'm about to launch their campaign. They've paid me about to launch the campaign, and I send them a refund. Because they have horrendous online reviews. They're a pathetic fucking company to work with. Pathetic. Like, they don't finish jobs. They don't respond to customers. They file for bankruptcy 40 times over to avoid lawsuits. I'm not working with you. I'm not working with that person. Like, what about when I need to pursue a contract against you? How hard's that going to be? Because you're going to file bankruptcy and be a dickhead. I don't want to work with those types of clients, so be very, very careful from day one not to send SMS to them. Prospecting done, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move into making SMS copy. This is equally very important. People get this wrong because they like send some weird-ass SMS messages. They are trying to do bait and switch, but they don't truly understand how to do it. They don't really understand what gathers attention, what gathers wrong attention, what gets positive replies. So let's kind of walk through this. Cold SMS is not about selling. It's about getting a reply from the right businesses. Keyword there is the right businesses. Right. If your message looks like marketing, serious contractors, just ignore it. You'll get nowhere. The core rule, if it looks like an ad, it dies. And that's same in Meta right now, by the way. Like, we're doing so much weird shit with ads. We're literally just putting up a picture of the homeowner, just taking a selfie with a new bathroom, or a picture of the roofer on the roof or something. And it works so good because it just looks like they're running it. It doesn't look like a marketing company's running it. You kind of want to confuse them, by the way. You want them to make them think, is this a homeowner? Is it a referral? Is it a local person asking a real question? Is it a marketer? Who is it? Right, that's what a bait question is. Kind of hooks them in, makes them think, all right, cool. Well, let's hear this guy out. The purpose of the SMS is not to sell them. It's to get them on the phone so that you can sell them. And a bait message just asks a simple question. It creates that curiosity, and it kind of feels easy to reply to, just another day. You're opening a conversation. You're not really trying to sell yet. And the serious business owners, right? Let's go over this for a second. I'm going to open this up just a tiny little bit more. I'll tell you the real reason behind... Sorry, I haven't been sharing the screen. The real reason why we actually utilize bait messages the most is because bait messages get better replies. And more of them, by the way. A lot of you thinking, well, Jack, I've used bait and switch. I get loads of replies. They all hang up on me. Right, boo-hoo. But what I said is still right. You get better replies. Or let me make it more clear. You get more better replies. So serious business owners don't respond to, hey, I can give you this many jobs, 15 to 45 new jobs and appointments with qualified fucking exclusive homeowners in your local area with you sound absolutely clapped. You sound ridiculous. Serious business owners respond to short, simple questions. They don't want a sales pitch. If you text me right now with an offer, I'll ignore you. So many video editors text me with an offer. I just ignore them. Make me see an opportunity and I'll reply. I don't want a sales pitch. Low quality business owners ask for prices immediately. They respond to anything. Oh, free job, paper jobs. Holy shit, yeah. 15 appointments. But they have no money. You don't want to track them. Bait messages generally help you filter for quality. Not automatically, I remove that word, but they do help you. So the simple bait formula is like this, all right? Let me just open this up a tiny bit as well. You need to keep it under 160 characters, right? I'm talking about segments here, ladies and gentlemen. Segments. I'm going to show you this. Hold on. This is something called Sakari. You type your message in here. I'm David. Davis, what the fuck? And you can basically check, am I using any characters that I shouldn't? If it goes into a GM 7 character set, it costs more. If you go over into Unicode or something, it also costs more. If it's one segment or under, perfect. That's nice and cheap. Problem is you guys are sending 3 segment retarded messages. They get loads of replies, but they cost you a shitload. And then you're not really booking a lot of calls, and then your cost per book call increases. And with SMS, the only reason we do cold SMS is because of the low cost per booked call. That's it. So you're defeating the point. You might as well run ads. If you don't run your SMS in a clever way, your cost per qualified pitch will be more than ads. You're a fool at that point for not running ads. You might as well just switch. Anyway, an example would be this. Hey, quick one. You still taking bathroom models this month, or are you guys booked out? Hey, do you do mostly epoxy floors or residential? And then you phone them up and take it from there. It's not pitching them. Imagine pitching someone on a message. What do you expect? What do you expect to happen? You expect them to say yes? Do not it sounds obvious, but guys, people they don't think of this for some weird reason. They don't think of this at all. Don't use stupid keywords like marketing leads, agency ads, links, long messages. You have to just get the reply and then explain what you do and then book the call. Don't just jump straight to the gun of, hey, by the way, I've got this many jobs for you. Are you interested? We're a marketing guy. I'm going to rip you off again. They don't like it. Okay, next topic is going to be quite a simple one, actually, which is sending SMS. Might seem obvious, but there's quite a few things in here that people do generally get wrong, and it can, mess things up just quite a bit. All right, you can get banned by SMS. Your delivery rate will be really, really low, and quite simply, your messages just don't get to the end person that they need to get to. How to send cold SMS blasts without getting banned. Cold SMS doesn't get banned because it's illegal, because it's not. B2B SMS is not illegal. B2C is. It gets people banned because they send too much too fast from one place. Carriers do not care about your copy. Well, that's a lie. They don't care as much about the copy. They care about the patterns, right? The safe sending rules, right? This is very important. You guys do need to internalize this. You need to bear it in mind, because if you don't, it's going to cause problems later on. Per sub account, we're aiming for about 800 SMS per day per phone number. Maximum of 300 SMS per number per day. And the sending speed needs to be 15 SMS every 5. These numbers are conservative, right? Sometimes I send 900, sometimes I send 1,000 through a sub-account. I know people that send 10,000 through one sub-account. But the truth is, I know for a fact, based on the data I've collected, because everything I do, as you know, is data-driven, that the best results always come from me doing this. The best results. The quality is higher, the deliverability is better, the efficiency is better. Literally everything works in a better manner. So let me explain why that is. First of all, your delivery rate jumps massively. So you might send 1,000 messages, but if you're blasting really fast and really hard with really bad copy, the carriers might only let They might report that they let 80% through, but in reality, they let 60% go through because the reporting is different, remember? So what happens when you send slowly and evenly? Your delivery rate goes from about 60% to 95%. Fewer messages get filtered or dropped, or basically dropped, like completely stopped in the middle of send. Replies increase without changing the copy. And you sit there going, damn, today must be a good day. No, you're just doing it correctly. And remember, high delivery means lower SMS costs and better results. The whole point of SMS is the low cost. So why are you guys not optimizing for the low cost? Why are we doing stuff expensive? It doesn't make sense. Just run ads at that point. The second bit that I want to discuss here, which we've briefly touched on quite a few times in other videos, other trainings, etc., is carriers do flag the velocity, not necessarily the volume. If you send 100 messages instantly, instead of over like 5, 15, 30 an hour, whatever it is. Fast spikes show spam behavior, and slow human pacing looks like normal behavior. Your goal really is to look like a real business texting one by one to the carriers. Otherwise, they're going to stop you. Because think about it, right? What's the point of this? If some dude with basically the entire world's lead list decided he wanted to send a shitload of SMS and sent 2 billion or 3 billion or whatever the hell it is, SMS out, first of all, that's a hell of a bill. Second of all, the carriers are getting sued because that's ridiculous. Do you know how destroyed the phone network would be? Your phone wouldn't work. The amount of spammers it would be able to just blast you. So, limits protect your account and your numbers. Ignoring limits leads to carrier filtering, number reputation damage, sub-account shutdowns, and wasted SMS credits. So once a number is burned, it's gone. Like, it's fucked. An extra little layer of protection, which I recommend, is number intelligence. So let me just open this a tiny bit more and we'll go over this. Okay, let's stop it there. Number intelligence is a very, very useful thing. It only sends SMS to mobile numbers, which is what we want. It only sends SMS to mobile numbers that are actually connected to the network at the time. So if your phone's switched off, it won't send the SMS to it. It skips landlines, invalid numbers, improves deliverability rates, reduces carrier flags, and it really does just save money on wasted leads that you would have sent SMS to. This really is mandatory if you care about scale. So if you send a lot of SMS a day, 8 to 10,000 a day, you're going to miss the hidden benefit, which is the low cost. Like, that's the absolute point of this, isn't it? Sending slower, first of all, to the carriers, it looks more personal. It also, for your setters, spreads the replies over the day. If they get 200 responses on the spot, can they call all of them fast? Is the speed to lead good? No. One of the guys asked me the other day, Jack, I had too many positive replies, couldn't call them all quickly within the speed to lead of 60 seconds. Because you need to call replies within 60 seconds. That's my recommendation to everyone. So I told him, send at 5 every 5 minutes then, if it's too fast. That's really, really important. More messages doesn't mean more money. It actually means less. Delivered messages means more money, or the money's used better. So the simple kind of thing to run over here is slow, steady wins the race. Slow and steady really does win the race. Let me delete this now because I'm going to show you some workflows. No, I'll just move this out of the way. Just to show you my workflows and how in-depth they really are. I'm going to talk you through this step by step because this is good. Okay, so just to walk you through this step by step, the call center, let's do it a different way. These ones down here, these are my launches. For each of these launches, we'll send around about 200 per one. Damn, it's hard to do this on a MacBook. Actually, I'll lie, maybe 300 in that case. 369, yeah, around about 300. This allows us to spread the SMS over multiple phone numbers. So for higher deliverability, like we've already discussed in this section. Call center, basically call handling. I have a call center set up where any positive reply inbound calls instantly get siphoned off to specific setters that are ready to handle the calls. Follow-up system, so for any positive replies that we call that simply don't answer, but we still want to follow up with them throughout the day because it's a positive reply. Setter monitoring is my way to see how my setters are performing. I can check hourly calls, call time, average call duration. I can even listen to call reviews of their calls. I can get an AI summary of how they're performing. I can also see an AI summary of the percentage that they've stuck to the script versus drifted off. Booked and lost, simple. missed calls. Very, very simple. Just kind of monitors and manages the missed calls. Just to show you the overview of this entire launch. This is launch 1, by the way. Look at the fucking sheer size of this. Look at this. There's so much going on there. A lot of people just run this. Just this, and they don't track it. They don't have special automations in the back end. And that's the reason why the whole thing falls apart. So do spend the time really perfecting, the automations, your workflows, to maximize efficiency, maximize reply rate, and then maximize the money that you're making per SMS sent. So that's a really, 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 really big part of this. I'm getting bored of sitting here, so I'm going to walk around with a MacBook and speak with my AirPods. The quality of the audio will be mid, but I don't give a shit, so let's do it.
Oh, yes. Much better. Much better. Let's jump straight back in. So, next is going to be setting calls. I know I've said this a few times, but this is equally important. If you listen to some of my appointment setters set meetings, you'll hear the tone. You'll hear what they're saying. And that's the reason it works so well. Because if you send good SMS to get lots of positive replies, but you can't set the meetings, or you set the meetings incorrectly and the show rate's bad, the whole thing crumbles. You just wasted your time. Appointment setting is not customer service, it's control. I love that fucking word here. It's so important. Control, speed, and confidence. Rule number 1, speed to lead wins. Call immediately after the first reply. If my setters are consistently not calling leads within 60 seconds, I am notified, or the team lead would be notified in this case, and we change the sending rate, and we tell them to speed the fuck up. We don't. The Zapier notification in the channel calls them out. It says, uh, Jared, or whatever the fuck the name is, speed to lead time 70 seconds, warning triangle next to it, so everyone can see that he's slow. Because it's really simple. It's not about if you wait, someone else gets them. It's more about if you wait, you don't get them. Don't care about anyone else, you care about us, right? Because they might not answer the phone, they get busy. Remember, as a busy contractor, what would you do? You're on a job, you're on a roof, you're on this, you're on that. Message? Okay, cool. Replied, phone in pocket. You don't answer the phone very, very quickly, do you? You're on a fucking roof. Confidence beats the scripts. I actually don't really use a script myself. My setters obviously have a framework that they use. But I don't read a script. I've never really done that. I've always just waffled some shit and it sounded good and people will go ahead and book a call because of that. And I literally mean it. Like I just say whatever the fuck I want to say and it books, right? Some setting calls I'm like, hey, you got 30 seconds. I have something to tell you real quick, man. Yeah, I do. All right, cool. Well, I have jobs. I need someone to take some jobs, and this isn't like some bullshit marketing pitch. I have a really high standard with the people I work with, and I'm sure you do as well. Do you mind if I explain what we do, how this works, and then you can tell me a bit about your company? I'll go, yeah, awesome. Well, we book jobs, right? Quality estimates I need you to bid on. If they don't show up and they're a load of shit, you just don't pay me a single thing. I actually lose money. All right, so it's very fair. We both win. Happy days. If you lose, I lose too, and it's just a waste of fucking time. And I'm not a loser. I win. Okay? But do you mind me asking, what exactly is the type of jobs you guys are able to handle? Because I have a lot. We do bathrooms. Right. What type of bathrooms? Like 20K projects, 50K projects? What are we talking? All right. Would you guys be open to upping prices and doing something more luxurious? Maybe. Why? Well, it's what I specialize in. I can help you do that. I also have a few articles that I can help publish in Fox News, man. Just a shitload of techniques. I won't bore you with the details, but all I will tell you is I can help. Tell me, how big's your crew? 3 crews. Okay, cool. So you can handle extra work, right? Yeah, of course. How much? Like 3 jobs a month? Okay, that's not bad. We could do more though, right? Yeah, maybe an extra couple. All right, cool. Well, that's what I'm talking about. And you'd be open to me helping you scale the crew and growing if we did get you some good, consistent work coming through? Yeah. All right, well, this might be a fit, man. Kind of hard to tell at this stage. I'll be completely upfront with you. But I wouldn't mind booking a call with you later tonight if I have some time just to discuss this. And I prefer to just show people and not tell them. Is that something you're interested in? And just say no if it's not, because it's going to waste both of our time. Yeah, I'm interested. Okay, cool. Are you interested in just hearing this, like the sales spiel, or are you actually interested in getting more jobs? Both, man. Good. All right. Well, I'm going to book this call for 7 p.m. Does that work? 7 p.m. works. And I pick the time in the evening because they're at home, right? I don't want them on a job site. They'll tell you some bullshit like 3 p.m. I'm like, mate, you're on a job site at 3 p.m., you dickhead, or you're in the car. So I pick the evening, nighttime, basically. That's not too late for you, right? No, no, it's not. All right, cool. Yeah, that's like 9 p.m. my time or something. And they'll be like, where are you? I'm in Albania. I'm like, what are you doing in Albania? I'm just traveling, man. I'm from London. I have offices in Miami, New Jersey, a few other places as well, but just traveling the world at the minute. Status increase. And then you interrupt them, you say, I booked that call for 7, man. I need to tell you, please show up to this call. Don't waste my time because I put a lot of time and effort into preparing for this call. I rarely get people that no show, but if they do, it really, really pisses me off, as it would do for you, my friend. So please, if you can't make it, tell me. Status increase. You know what I mean? Again, keep in control. Do you see how that was like the most casual pitch? I did that off the dome, off the top of my head. Just made that up on the spot. Confidence beats script. Uncertainty kills the respect instantly. And by the way, that second call that I just did with my off the top of my head, like you can just copy that or you can do something randomly, like whatever you feel like doing, just do it. Now, I call it the pissed business owner voice, and it's kind of what I just did there. Sorry, guys, let me check my calendar for something real quick. I want to make sure I'm not meant to be in a meeting soon. I have 45 minutes to finish this shit. Damn. All right, let's lock in, team. Let's lock in. Um, the pissed business owner voice doesn't mean you're screaming at them, but it's critical, right? It's like it's focused. This is not rude, but it's in control. Very busy, very direct, slightly impatient, no excitement, no filler words, like someone running a real operation. It's kind of what I sound like day to day anyway. So it works because I am. And if you are this person, you'll sound like that person, right? And this gets respect from contractors immediately. And let me explain why. Contractors respect that decisiveness, the authority, people who sound busy. They ignore people that are overly polite, scripted call center energy, nervous, apologetic voices. You don't need to sound like, I don't need you. Fuck you. You've seen those reels on Instagram. You don't want to do that. But you do want to sound in control and that you do this every single day and that they're in good luck that they managed to even speak to you today. The goal of the call, like you don't want to pitch really, you don't really want to explain the system, you don't really want to sell, but you do want to confirm interest, qualify them, and just give them a rough feeling for what you even do. Like, because if you tell them, oh, this is what we do in full depth, there's no curiosity for the call. If they ask shit like, what's the price? I don't even get those questions, by the way, because I keep such a good frame in the second call. They don't even get the chance to ask, and then they're left wondering all these questions on the actual call. People show up because of I'm about to go on to this. People show up because they personally feel liable to showing up to you. On top of that as well, the other reason people show up is because they feel like there's questions that they need answering, or there's curiosity. Humans are very curious creatures. Like curiosity is one of humankind's biggest things. Like it's the reason we've evolved so quickly. Um, by the way, this first bit of it, I'm gonna delete this. The first bit of it is like a video I've already pre-made before, but then the rest of this is full of extra value. But I do want to re-go over this. I've made a video on show rate before, but let's talk about it for a second, right? So what your ass looks like, you proper busting your ass over the phone, and this is what your prospect looks like. Heard this shit before. So why is show rate low? Let's look at the worst case scenario here. Number one, the most common reason is that they didn't intend on showing up in the first place. Eh, This is an obvious one. It's an obvious one. Like, why would they not show up? They didn't want to be there. It might sound a little bit weird. Let's put it in context for a second, right? If some random stranger called you up and pressured you into booking a sales call, because that's what we're doing. That's what I just did before. I'm pushing them a little bit. Would you be rude and hang up, or most likely just go along with it and schedule and then not show up? Yeah, exactly. The easiest way to stop this is to ask questions. I didn't really do it in that example, but in real life, I would dig a little bit more when I hear stuff from them. What's stopping you get more jobs? What exactly would you be looking for help with? And then obviously disqualifying people for intent. Number two is they think you're just another marketing guy. And that can happen either from the way you did the setting call, or the automation text that you send them, or the VSL that you send them to. If the VSL looks like some marketer, the whole thing will crumble. They'll look at your VSL and they will not show. There's an easy way to tell. If you use Wistia, if you haven't heard of it, is a very, very good software you can use to track the metrics of how many people watch and actually finish your VSL. Now, if loads of people are watching your VSL and not showing up, you know it's the VSL that's the problem. They haven't forgotten, right? Another strange concept to grab is I highly recommend, depending on your niche, to swear at them. When they view you as human, they see you like, and they go, "Oh, this guy sounds like me." He's not a corporate tart or a corporate sponge. I put it on here. Sometimes it switches up the energy to an old friend instead of a sales guy that wants my money. Makes them feel bad if they don't show. You're just another guy doing your job, living your life, doing what you got to do. And in the VSL, I just talk about some shit. I waffle, tell them about my story, make some jokes that I probably shouldn't have, but it's funny and people like me. They like my personality before they even get on the call. And the other thing here that I touched on in my previous video is make an offer that's, I guess, clear, but it also creates confusion. At the same time, simultaneously, your offer needs to make sense in its simple format. Like they need to grasp it and be like, all right, cool, could be interested in that. But you also hint and gatekeep your method of doing it, like what exactly you're doing. And this creates an edge that they naturally want to find out. Again, a reason to show up. We work on a pay-per-job basis, so if you don't get the work, we literally don't make a penny. For example, I'm hinting at an AI system that's quite hard to get your head around. Well, let's show you on the call. It's like, oh, what's this AI system? Why is it hard to get your head around? What is this guy doing? How did he make this? Do other people know about this? Are other people using this? You know, the thoughts pop up in their brain. Do I even need to go over this one? I mean, fucking hell. So many calls I've listened to from mentees or even my setting team. And to be honest, even myself, I forget to do this, is asking them to show up. What do you want them to do? You want them to show up to the call, right? So why do 90% of people not ask them to? At the end of the call, tell them you don't want no-shows because it just pisses you off. You're going to do a lot of research, you're going to be putting in some time and effort, and tell them to show up the call. Don't ask them, tell them. I wouldn't even say you're 100% there, right? Blah, blah, blah. Just tell them, hey man, make sure you show up to the call because if you don't, I'm going to be real annoyed. All right, cool. I'll be there. You sure? Got your word on that? Good. The last bit is fresh information, right? Book calls don't matter. Showed calls do. Your entire system should make your prospect feel like if I don't show up, that's on me. The setting call is about locking in commitment, right? You want to confirm the exact time. Also walk them through how they get on the call. Like click the Google Meet link. They'll be able to see you. They'll be able to see the screen. They don't need to have their camera on. You know, giving them an easy in. Uh, It's very important also to ask, like, have you got anything else going on at that time that might interfere with this? Like anything at all you can think of. Great. And you'll be able to speak for a solid 30 minutes? Yeah, good. You're not begging to attend, you're just kind of giving them subtle pressure. You're just saying, listen, like if we're going to do this, we're going to do this. If you're going to book a call with me, I need you to fucking show up. And the text sequence, by the way, needs to be really human. There's some clever ways of doing this, which I'll talk about here in a second. For example, typos, multiple text messages that look like you're straight up typing it out, capital letters that aren't meant to be there, lack of capital letters, just to look like it's being typed out on the go, like a human being. And the VSL is a huge part of this show rate thing, right? Because you're going to push and push and push and push for them to see the VSL, but a lot of VSLs are shit. They have to be funny, they have to be sarcastic, they have to be maybe swear in them, show the contractors, hey, you're just a normal person. You want to give the vibe off that you get them, that you're just another one of these guys that isn't here to like sell them and be a dickhead. You're actually just going to show them testimonials, show them what works, and make them go, all right, maybe this guy actually knows what he's doing, and hear you out. A lot of people with their VSLs, they don't even make people want to hear them out. They're just like, oh, bro, fuck this. This is just another marketing pitch. I've been on 7 of these this week from the SMS guys. They put us in a bucket now. The guys who advertise and the guys that do SMS, and they're like, fuck, these SMS guys are the worst. They're the worst. The next section that we need to discuss, this is crucial actually, it's a very, very important one, is data tracking. So many people panic, they make emotional decisions. If you're an emotional business owner, good luck, my friend. Things are going to be hard. Because in business, there are ups, there are downs, there are things that you just don't expect to happen, things both positive and negative that you don't expect to happen. And if you are not able to master the form of neutrality and just be neutral to everything, both positive and negative, and just ride the waves, right? You're going to be out of the game very quick. Maybe not physically, but mentally you will. Okay? So data tracking is the way to get around this. You cannot make any decisions unless it's backed by data. All right? I teach this to everyone. Data-driven decisions, guys. Data-driven decisions, not emotional. Because there are literally two ways of making decisions, with emotions or logic. Where does logic come from? Logic comes from well-informed decision making. Well-informed decision making is created by data tracking. So read this for a second. Cold SMS is not luck, it's maths. People don't fail because the SMS doesn't work. They fail because they make emotional decisions instead of data-driven decisions. This is the core problem, right? It really is. Most people do this. They do one bad day. SMS is dead, low replies, change copy immediately. Only a few bookings, switch niche, complaints, panic and stop sending. Like all this emotional shit just doesn't work. Emotion-driven optimization is not even optimization. It's just emotion-driven bullshit. Emotion kills the scale. Data-driven operators do this instead. They collect all the data. They don't go, oh, how does this feel? They go, what does the data say? Like, I'll jump on calls with guys and they'll be like, oh, dude, today's been terrible. Show rate's been shit. I'm like, okay, show me your stats. And we track everything in a spreadsheet, everything, automatically. But I think someone will do it manually. What are your metrics? And they show me 2 days worth of data. I'm like, dude, oh, it's not a data set. A data set is a minimum of 3 data points. That's what it is, guys. 3 data points. On a advanced data set, I say 5, just to be sure. That's what a data set is. You cannot draw correlation unless you have 3 data points. So track all your metrics: show rate, cost per book call, cost per show, cost per qualified pitch and qualified show. Not just shows, right? You got to track everything, boys. Got to track everything. The small data is what really shows you what's going wrong. You can misdiagnose things terribly. Now, I can look at a piece of data and go, here's the problem, here's how we solve it instantly. Because the one thing I've trained myself to be able to do is to actually look at data, internalize it, and make a very, very good decision, a data-driven decision. And then I don't even need to ever worry. I don't need to go, oh, well, what if this doesn't work? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I looked at the data and made the best decision that I possibly could. And let me talk about this. This is such an interesting one. Okay, Jack, but why do emotional decisions feel right, but why are they wrong? Why are you saying they feel right, but they're wrong? That doesn't make any sense. Because every time I make an emotional decision, it feels like the right thing to do. Emotional decisions feel good because they reduce anxiety, they give you a sense of control, and they feel productive, but they usually do make things worse. Changing too many variables at once means you don't know what worked, you don't know what failed, you cannot restart from zero repeatedly. The data rule is you change one variable at once. Think of scientists. Do they go and say, I'm gonna add 40 fucking elements into this, eh? And 10 compounds and all this shit, whoosh, see what happens? No. How do you know what was the thing that changed the reaction? How do you know what actually created that end product? You can't reverse engineer a reaction. Can't. The results drop, okay? The results come in, and you only change one. You change one thing. Here's my results. Boom, they're in for the 3 days, 3 day window. Or my close of business report for February is done. My close of business for January is done. Boom, they're in. You don't go ahead and change 40 things. You diagnose and change one at a time. Collect the data, and then you see what happens. But let me talk about this for a second. There is only one potential reason why you'd be able to actually do the opposite of what I'm saying, right? Let's say this is your top of funnel, or this is like service delivery and this is back-end retention or whatever the fuck, right? As long as there are no direct correlations between the three, I like to call them petri dishes or petri dishes. You're testing experiment X, Y, and Z, but there's no correlation or impact on any of them. There is no connection between any of these. As long as that is the case, then you can test them. However, because this is like running isolated tests. Running isolated tests is a very clever thing to do because you collect data much quicker than you could if you test one variable at a time. In this case, I'm testing 3 variables at a time, but they're in 3 different experiments. So the point of a Petri dish is you can have multiple experiments, but in controlled environments. So you can create controlled environments. An example of this would be multiple Go high level sub accounts sending the exact same thing, but with different changes in the copy. Yeah, you're not affecting the other experiments, the other petri dishes, whatever you want to call it. Let's go ahead and slide this down a little bit more. Mindset shift to tech viewers, blah blah blah. I don't think we need to go over any of the other shit. I mean, that's kind of all the stuff I wanted to cover, and that the diagnostics ties into what we just mentioned. So let's go over that. So let's say we've collected our data. How do we diagnose problems and actually like make informed decisions? Cold SMS is like a funnel, right? It's like with ads, it's like with client campaigns. When results are low, you diagnose the stage that's broken. Don't panic and change everything. Don't fix something that doesn't need fixing. Okay? So let's look at our funnel stages: deliverability, reply rate, positive reply rate, booking rate, show rate, close rate. Always fix from top down, right? If deliverability is low, this is your number one priority to fix. You want to instantly look at your percentage deliverability and figure out, is my phone number being blocked? Am I following the principles of 15 every 5 minutes in the sending rate? Or are my messages failing to deliver because I'm getting soft blocked by carriers? Is it the SMS? Is there a specific SMS that is causing my deliverability to be bad? Am I getting error codes because I'm sending to landlines? Am I using spammy terms? Am I using the same number that sent 20 billion fucking SMS from it? If the reply rate is low but deliverability is fine, improve the messaging to optimize for high reply rate. Make it easier to reply to, not high friction. Make it really, really simple. Obviously, improve the actual bait. That's all it is, right? If you're getting a lot of replies but they're not positive, they're like fuck off and blah blah blah. You're pitching. You're pitching them. On top of that, you're probably pitching the wrong people. Add the reviews. Make sure your list is actually very, very good to pitch to. Low positive reply rate is targeting and a copy problem, by the way, not just one or the other, so ignore that. And if the booking rate is low, check your speed to lead. Check your follow-up systems and the automations, obviously, like I showed you before. And on top of that, check the way your setters actually handle the calls. Are they getting hung up on? Is their tonality bad? And if the show rate's low, it's a lot down to real commitment. You're not getting commitment on the call. The reminders look automated. The VSL looks like shit. And ladies and gentlemen, you have just watched, witnessed, understood, and internalized an entire SMS outreach explanation. If you implement every single step that I went through before, fucking fly, you will see results. That's it for today.